Welcome to Sweden in the windy Trollhättan in the new location of another edition of Bärighet. We are standing in the commercial area of the event, of the venue. We will be covering everything from the smallest cranes, such as this beast here, to this biggest 300-ton Liber, and anything in between, such as Fassi F2150, Palfinger PK1050, a bit of Klaas aluminium cranes, some spider cranes, some Cormachs, some Hiabs, some Effers, and anything in between. So stick around to the end and we'll try to cover as much as we can. Soon after that, there will be area filled with around 100 crane trucks which have started to arrive as we speak. So let's see what Bärighet 2025 has got to offer. Let's start off with this beast behind me. You can see a Toyota crane with a 2-extension prototype, some sort of crane with a quadruple pulley. The beast of a crane is being lifted by this Hiab 262, mounted on this fast-looking Scania P series. Why is fast-looking? Because it is equipped with the fast-looking racing tires designed for fast deliveries, and also it has a hook loader currently equipped with a heavy-duty platform designed for lifting some sort of excavators or rollers, as well as this beast of a crane. And also at the Nordic Crane stand, we've got two biggest examples. On my left-hand side, we've got Palfinger PK135 mounted on a Volvo FM chassis, 8x2 by the look of it. And on the right-hand side, you've got a massive monster, 300-ton, not meter, but 300-ton capacity. Liber is, by the look of it, it's a 6-axle massive crane.
And don't forget, stay tuned to see the moment when the Palfinger PK135002 loader crane is lifted by a 300-ton mobile crane. A real highlight you won't want to miss.
By the first look, bread last, which means wide load. And you can see wide load marker boards. They're slightly different than in other countries of Europe. Obviously different countries, different regulations. Here we saw it. We're familiar with this piece of equipment, a boat struts, hydraulically operated for carrying boats. All of this is mounted on the Scania with a PK1050, where you can see a bit more specific video here at the link, somewhere here. And also we can say that the chassis of this rigid vehicle has an increased spacing between the drive axle and the tag axle on the back. Normally, they are a little bit closer together, but like with the example of yours in Holland, anything that has the increased spacing between the driven axle and the tag axle on the back gives you a little bit more payload. It's probably the same scenario here in Sweden. Next along, we've got people from Hydroscand, people responsible for taking care of the hydraulic veins, because we know the cardiovascular system of every crane is a very important piece of engineering. Next to Hydroscand, we've got Cranemech with all different accessories, because we know you can't lift with just bare hands. You need some sort of chains or lifting accessories, or fork attachments, or anything in between, depending on the nature of the load. Next, behind me, we've got some sort of platforms. Some of them are without the wheels, and some of them are with the wheels. These are called trailers. I assume these are like some sort of platforms designed for the hook loader. Let's check this out. Yes, exactly, indeed. This is the platform designed for the hook loader, so you can just basically back onto it and put it on top of itself. Next up, we've come across a Fassi stand, and behind me there's an impressive looking 5-axle Volvo with a biggest Fassi F2150 rear mounted. Look at the spread of these stabilizers. Look on the back. It must be just over 4 meters. 3 sections extension on the leg. You've got the double leg system for the rear stabs. Well, even the rear stabs have got 3 extensions for extra stability. This Fassi is mounted on the Volvo FH16. Not sure what's the size of the engine is. I assume it's 650 or maybe 750. And by the look of it, it's still unregistered, so it's a brand spanking new. And because it's a Fassi, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, so to speak. Jekko, which derives from Fassi, is here next to me. This is the fully electric version of SPX 650. Pretty looking crane. Next one is all tried and tested SPX 328. And over there you can tell the Fassi geometrics of the boom. Fassi JF, well, it's Jekko JF 235, which is Fassi 235. We will step down from the 200 ton-meter range onto the 20 ton-meter range. No, sorry, 34 ton-meter range. This particular example is pretty unusual because apart from having the hook loader, this one 34 ton-meter crane has 6 extension crane with a fly jib. See, I wasn't lying. We found exactly the same build that we showed a couple of days ago down in Malmo. This is one of the builds here present at Bärighet. It's probably one of the 10 so far we counted from Tyllis in Finland. This one features, as you can see, Hiab IQ 1388, which is still having a bit of the identity crisis. Like my editor is saying, they couldn't decide for so long time whether this crane is going to be a Hiab IQ 1388 or the Effer IQ 1400. Eventually, this is one of the last Hiab's IQ 1388s, and since from now on, that will be an Effer. This one is prepared for electric power pack, if you chose to do so, to use it. The part of the bed, basically, at its current state, this is a 8x4 tractor unit capable of pulling semi-trailers, but you can basically mask it and put the extension, which is like a demountable body, and turn it into the rigid mode. And this front-mounted front leg system features nice storage system for the front pads. When you put the legs up and you move these pads from underneath them, you can slot them here so you don't have to walk around. Take a look at this. This hook is no joke. A Joker hook, 4 of them actually, lifting this example of Audi A6. It's a bit windy, so the Audi is having its drift mode in the air. We are here at the stand of Brandt Lastwagensmontage, if I'm pronouncing it right. Correct me if I'm probably wrong. But let's take a look at this. We've got 3 or 4 vehicles, all of them Volvos, because Brandt is the Volvo dealer, featuring all Palfingers. This one, having the Audi A6 on its hook, is the Palfinger PK580 Tech, which is the smaller brother of the brand new PK880 Tech that we saw at Bauma last month. This one is, it's a trident axle with a front-mounted crane. Looks like it's a double drive. This is a nice detail because if you've got a bit messy front, you don't want to be putting a lot of straps around. you can basically flip it around, throw it what you need, and just lock it. And if you're interested, this particular example of the vehicle is for sale because it says Til Salu. Also at Lastwagens Montage stand, we've got another Palfinger PK370, which is even smaller than the 580 Tech. And another example of one of the 4 vehicles present at the Lastwagens stand is the beefy PK1050 Tech, featuring one single front leg. And this is quite interesting bit, because we know Swedes like to transport and lift boats because of their sailing nature of Vikings. They carry a lot of boats with the use of these boat struts, which are hydraulically operated, which is pretty handy for the operator. Got nice compartments to store the chains or lashing chains or lifting chains. It's pretty cool. And extension bar, of course, because if you're carrying a long boat, you need that. Hydraulically operated as well, as you can see, as you can tell by the ram. But we've stumbled across, look at this. This is a different type of legs. I don't think they're hydraulically operated. The first time I've seen something like that. They must be manual or I would like to ask the operator what is the rating of this slimlined and simplistic front leg support system. This particular vehicle is a brand new shape of a Volvo, but we can see it's a older brother of the PK880 Tech. This is the PK888002, the previous version. Look at the storage. Look, this collapsible fork attachment. It's pretty cool. Look, it's neatly stored in there. You have to be probably a little bit gentle when taking it out and put it in without damaging this nicely done stainless steel exhaust pipe. This is really cool. It's like a good all-rounder. Someone will come up with the neatly stored solutions for example, these goalposts, I would say. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but look at this. You basically slide that stainless steel plate, press it in to hide it. That's where it lives. You just slide it there. It's got a little groove there, so it can't slide out. You have to lift it up. Look how simple it is. Simple solution. That's really nice. Also, this bodywork looks like a Tesla style handles. Well, it's not a handle, it is a lashing ring, but it hides like a Tesla handle on the door. Also, look at this way of climbing onto the vehicle. There's no need for pull-out steps. You've got steps built on top of the tank. This is the hydraulic tank, and it's got grooved-in steps with the anti-slip tape, so you're not gonna slip off. It also has a hidden storage with the Joker hooks. No, there's not. These are double hooks. Pretty cool. Also, it has another step. Oh no, I'm not sure what it is, but oh yeah, this is the locking for the pads that are actually hidden under the hydraulic and the storage compartment. Another cool thing, look how they utilize the space behind the crane. You couldn't do nothing with this, and now you've got 4-5 hooks for storing slings. And on the other side, you've got, like we mentioned, the pallet fork attachment, and then behind it, you've got a little piece designed for ratchet straps. And this example, this design, looks like it's been done by Kinna, Werkstatt and Hydraulic. Really good job, guys. And now we are at the Kranlyft stand. Behind me, they've got 2 vehicles with the aluminium cranes, which, to be honest, I don't know anything about them, maybe next to zero. So let's find out and speak with the representatives to find out a little bit more and to check which point at the lifting spectrum they actually cover and they excel at the best. Behind me, there's a smaller version of the aluminium crane from Klaas. This is the K950. It's this particular example is mounted on 3 axles, you can see, and it weighs only 21 tons. And it's still capable of lifting 1 ton at 28 meters horizontal distance away from the crane, and at that distance you can put it to the height of 22 meters. 1 ton, that's pretty good for the aluminium crane for this superstructure which weighs only 21 tons. And according to the other sheet which we saw, you can mount this structure with a little bit less configuration of the boom, with slightly less range. You can mount this crane on the 2-axle chassis under 18 tons. That's really good lightweight structure for the urban environment. Not only that, this crane doesn't have any counterweight, and these outriggers can see the minimum distance from what the representative said. You can only just put it at that distance, so you've got all that area to use for the live traffic, for example. Another advantage and benefit of lightweight structure of this particular crane, this one is equipped with the battery pack. The manufacturer reckons that it will last a full 10-hour working day on one charge. So here's the battery pack hidden right under. I think it's open. That also can serve as a little bit of counterweight. If you need to use the power source from the outside, you've got the sockets here, and you can charge it while you operate it as well. And now let's move on to the bigger version, also on 3 axles. This one weighs 25 tons, so it's good within 26 tons capacity of the chassis. This one is the K2500. The 1 ton load you can send it out at 34 meters and at the height of 27 meters. So it's slightly more beefier than the previous version, the smaller version. This one isn't equipped with the power pack, but if you need to work in the quiet environment, you can plug it to the outer source and it's good to go as well. The difference with this one, because of the greater lifting capacity, this one is equipped with a counterweight. So obviously you have to bear in mind the counterweight when it turns. So for example, you're turning it to the right, you're doing the lifting action on that side, and the counterweight is sticking out on this side. It only goes to about less than a meter. So all you need is about a meter on the non-lifting side for the crane to be fully functional.
Now it's time for the big event. Let's watch as the loader crane is lifted high into the air by a 300-ton Liebherr mobile crane. A perfect moment for the under chassis inspection.
Hi, we're meeting with Joran again. Nice to meet you again. This time in sunny Sweden.
Yes, nice to meet you.
At Bärighet, and we're going to talk a little bit about the latest build, one of the 10, I believe, on this event.
Yes.
What's different in this build? It's not brand new, I believe. Yeah.
There's
a bit of story of it.
Yes. The truck is not used, but it's I think 2 years old. But we have repainted and mounted the crane and the platform.
Okay, so on the first sight, it does look like a brand new crane, and you made a great job making it, giving it another fresh coat of paint.
Yes.
And assembling the body build, which we're gonna come around and have a look of the special features that you have applied to this build. Yeah. First of all, I wanted to see, you've got a nice way of integrating a wide load marker for wide loads, and also behind it if we flip it, it's obviously it's lit up for the night. There's a slot so it doesn't come out. And take a look at this. This is the for the front pads.
Yes.
So you don't have to walk around it. It's everything is just to save your walking and saving time, more efficient.
Yes.
That's really good. Let's talk a little bit about the crane, because the crane you mentioned it's not brand new. It's been positioned on another truck and it's been taken off.
Yeah. It has been for many, I don't know, 2-3 months on another trucks, and then it was remounted on this truck.
And this is the PK92002.
Yeah.
Featuring 7 extensions and 6 extensions on the slide jib.
Yeah.
Well, the best part, obviously, the part that took you the longest was the body build, yeah?
Yes.
And it's blended. Look, it doesn't look like it's a ladder. It's color-coded.
Yeah.
So at the first look, you see where's the ladders.
Yeah.
Nicely blended in. And then little handle, pull it out. And the reason it is here, it's 2 ways, because once the crane is folded down, you can reach for the ladders if you have something on the loading deck, and then if there's nothing there, you can basically you can have an access point onto the deck. Sure, it's very common these days on every rigid crane truck, the extension bar, and what's most user friendly, you don't have to pull it by hand and break your back. It's also done with remote
hydraulic.
control.
Yes.
And these also have switchover valves, so it's the same principle.
Yes, same principle, yes. And more we are also building the boat supports on this rear beam, because then you can have a big boat and you have, it's very...
Also, it's also load bearing, this beam.
Yes.
And what was the maximum you can impose, roughly?
Yeah, I think 10 tons.
Oh, 10 tons,
yeah.
It's pretty good size beam.
Yeah.
And you've got 2 of them, and the hydraulic ram for operating the length.
Yeah.
And this is the maximum length?
Yeah, I think normally we have 1.6 meter, but on this truck it's 2 meters.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because they've got, in Sweden, they've got a bit more leeway.
More length, yes.
Also here you've got another wide load marker. You've got 3 nipples there to open it.
And here it's also liked, so it's lighted.
Let's have a look on these flaps. That always interests me. I've seen that on quite a lot of builds that they have a very short section. What was that for? Is it just to cover all the straps? So
sometimes you can have some wood or something here, so you have the...
You don't have to use the strap, yeah?
Yes, but you maybe use, but not so much.
Yeah, it's cool though. Oh. Is that...
You have to open a little bit more. So...
A bit more.
Yeah. And here is also, so you can store the...
chains and binders for load lashing.
Yeah.
Load security. Same on the other side?
Yes.
That's really good. And this is the valve responsible?
The extra valve for the platform hydraulic, yes.
Yeah. And the rest of the vehicle you will be able to see the spot from the eagle's eye view when it starts to leave the venue.
As the event comes to a close, let's finish off with a quick fire round of some of the standout builds that the operators brought along.
This white snow leopard from Norway, featuring Palfinger PK65, mounted on the Scania. We know it's Scania, but I don't know what engine. Probably V8. We can't be. We have to be careful because it clearly says "Don't touch my truck," like one of the builds on Bauma. And this Norwegian build also features Alu-X beam storage place on top of the headboard, like we have seen so many of them around this event. This is exactly the same one we saw last year here at Bärighet when it was new, featuring a Hiab IQ 1188. This one is not Hiab. It's a Palfinger 135002 Tech 7. It goes to Instagram. Yep, this the company. We've just scanned the QR code of this company, and they're called Falköpings Cranen Transport. Follow them for more green stories. What is really interesting in the events such as Bärighet or Lift and Load, you can see a lot of different solutions applied, variety of different vehicles serving different purpose. And for example, this one featuring Palfinger PK 110. Look at this body build. Here you've got like a well on both sides. I assume it's the size for like a twin tag wheels or some sort of wheeled vehicles that needs to be sitting a little bit lower. With all the Volvos and Scanias prevalent on this event, you know, it's Scandinavia, so what else would you expect? But here we've got a DAF, a little Dutch accent, mounted with a Hiab 352. It's pretty unusual to see the flames on the crane and the model of the crane featured on the front of the cab. Here we've got another fast-moving vehicle on the speed tires, racing tires, and this one features a Hiab at 1058 with 8 extensions. It's not very often that you can see a light bar in front of the front-mounted legs. There's no shield. You've got straight stainless steel bar with 5 lights, and you can see all the rams and naked hydraulics behind it. Here comes another Tyllis build. I think we saw that one last year when it was new, and this one is a Hiab IQ 958. Similar leg system, 2 pads right at the hand, no need to walk around, and then you've got the same flip up wide load marker. This is what we've spotted. It's pretty cool actually, designed specifically for the event. A pop-up house bridge between 2 vehicles coming out of the container hydraulically, stays in between 2 containers, and you can sit and enjoy, relax your drink, beer, pizza or hot dog or whatever. So that's a wrap for this year's Bärighet in the new location of Trollhättan. We are just experiencing the trucks about to leave. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would like to thank for your attention. And let's carry on of watching the vehicles wrapping down the cranes and leaving.
And as usual, hit like and subscribe if you like the content. And as always, keep on lifting.